The Ghana Boxing Authority have officially confirmed the death of Nigerian boxer Gabriel Oluwasegun Olanrewaju, who tragically passed away after collapsing during a bout at the Bukom Boxing Arena. This happened on Saturday night. Now, Olanrewaju was facing Accra-born John Imbanugu, also known as Power, in an undercarding fight of the Ghana's professional boxing league when the unfortunate incident occurred. Now, midway through the fight, Olanrewaju suddenly collapsed in the ring, prompting the referee to call for immediate medical assistance. Now, despite urgent efforts to revive him, the 40-year-old boxer remained unresponsive and was rushed to the Kolibu hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. Now, joining us on Sports Ultras is an official who was present at the boxing bout, and that's Amin Lamte. Good evening, Amin. Very tragic incident to be reporting on, but you were on the ground. Can you give us more context as to what this happened, and were there any signs that something like this could happen on the night?
Very well. First of all, thank you very much for having me. Let me say good evening to your listeners and those who are, also monitoring the program via social media. You asked a very, very important question. That is boxing for you. As we all know, fatalities are therefore always painful reminder that boxing is a sport or business that is literally a matter of life and death. It is something everybody is aware of that. So what happened last Saturday was that, Gabriel Olua was in an international light heavyweight contest, against the Ghanaian boxer John, Obanugu. It was a fight that everybody believed that was one of the fight that everybody is waiting for. But unfortunately, round number 3, at 2 minutes 46 seconds, Gabriel actually decided to move back to the ropes. When he got back to the ropes, without any punch coming from his opponent, he went down the canvas. After the referee, Richard Amevi, after he counted him, he realized that in the process of counting, he realized that no, the young man is not really in good condition. So he called the ringside physician, Edward Addo, supported by the National Ambulance Service. They came and then tried to resuscitate him. Within just about 3-4 minutes, they were able to resuscitate him, and then he was transported to the Kolibu Teaching Hospital. So he was there, and he was placed on the, oxygen for some, I think, about 30 minutes before he kicked the bucket. So this was what happened at the Bukom Boxing Arena last night. And all of us are very sad because this is the first time some of us have experienced this situation.
I can imagine how difficult it is for you, especially being there. But I just wanted to find out, do you know if there are any steps being taken with regards to investigations to find out exactly what went wrong in order to ensure that, this probably does not repeat itself?
As I indicated, boxing is a sport that is just like football, basketball, hockey, horse racing, and mention it. Death in the ring is sometimes statistically rare, but there is no question boxing is a dangerous sport. Many a times, what we normally have is ring injuries. You have boxers having ring injuries. They will not die instantaneously in the ring. They will be sent to the hospital. Maybe after some few months or days, they will pass away. We have what we call the brain bleeding. We have brain surgery. We have fall into a coma, just like what happened yesterday. He fell into a trauma coma before he was transported. So it happens many a times, but in our case, it's the first time we've experienced that. As a ring announcer for over 20 years of experience in the ring, I have never experienced this in Ghana. So this is the first time all of us have experienced that. So Gabriel has passed away, very, very painful. But one thing about professional boxing in this country is that when you have a foreign boxer coming to fight a Ghanaian boxer, he must actually go through the process. Number one, we need to certify that he is a licensed boxer, a professional boxer. So we communicate with his boxing federation. They will give us the approval and before we are giving him the green light. The second point is his medical report. So Gabriel came to this fight with his medical report with his license as a professional boxer before the GBA approved and sanctioned the fight. So there is no any medical problem with him. And even before the fight, a day before the fight, the boxer will go for the weigh-in. At the weigh-in, you also need to have the physician around, the medical officer around, that would take the boxers again through some medical checkup before the fight. There are even situations where even if the boxers are in the locker room, they have to check them medically before they finally mount the ring to fight. So there is no any sign of Gabriel being sick or suffering from any situation. And if you look at the fight critically, if you look at the video that has gone viral, there was nothing like hefty punches landed on him to have hypnotized him to push him to this level. He was, if you look at the scorecards, Gabriel was leading. He was leading. He was the one dictating the fight. At a point, he even gave his opponent a hefty punch that ended up, the opponent ended up oozing blood from the mouth. So we knew he was leading until this situation. They went into a slight inboxing, traded some punches. It was not hefty. He just made a comeback a bit. Straight away, we saw him retreating back to the ropes, and then he went down before this incident happened. So it was really, really sad. But we just wish him the best. We hope that the family would accept our condolences. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
And just to wrap up, I mean, have you managed to reach the family or the Nigerian Boxing Federation?
Very well. So what happened last night, we really had sleepless nights. Since it happens, you've been at the Kolibu Teaching Hospital, make sure that the body is preserved and protected. And then we also moved to the police station, Kolibu police station, to make sure that an official report will be given out. The GBA president spoke to the Minister of Youth and Sports, who was also very much interested in the case. And then this afternoon, we met with the Nigerian ambassador to Ghana, and together with the leader of the Nigerians in this country, who's in charge of their welfare, we met them at the GBA office. We explained everything to them, and they themselves attested to the fact that they saw the video, they were monitoring the fight, and they saw what happened. But yesterday and today, we also spoke to the Secretary General of the Nigerian Boxing Board Control, talking about Remy Abodori. We spoke to him, and it's likely he's also going to come down. We are in the process, and we hope that what the GBA has done so far, it is good for us to be on the same page with the Nigerians.
Well, thank you very much, Amin Lamte, for making time to share this context with us with what happened yesterday after Nigerian boxer Gabriel Oluwasegun Olanrewaju lost his life in a boxing match.
May I seize the opportunity to just want to express our condolences to the families. Most of them are here in Ghana and those in Nigeria. And let me also thank your network for giving us the opportunity. And all members of the boxing fraternity, this is more or less like a turning point. It's an eye-opener. And that is why Ghana Boxing Authority makes sure that the health condition of our boxers is very, very paramount. We must make sure that if you want to bring your boxer to fight a boxer, you need to make sure you do the right scrutiny to be able to do the right things at the right time. So Ghanaian boxing fraternity are mourning. We are mourning, and we hope that this will serve as more or less like a turning point for us to be able to change our behavior and attitude toward boxing. Some are saying that this incident is going to take the steam out of professional boxing in this country. No, this is not the first time it has happened in the world of boxing. If you go and check the records, over 100 boxers died through similar processes in similar situations. What we are saying is that let's take lessons from this and correct any abnormality in future. I'm grateful.
Well, thank you very much, Amin Lamte, once again for joining us. But we move on.